I got another quick video here. As you can see, I got my Firewall computer here that I use as my Proxmox because the memory is bad. This is a 16 gig DIMM, so it only had one. But I have my laptop here, and it turns out that I can actually use the memory from my laptop, which only has a 16 gigs as well, but this one's 2/8 instead of 2/16 for a total of 32, and it actually fits, so that's pretty cool. So instead of upgrading this memory, I'll just upgrade the laptop, or the gaming laptop, since I use that one more. But that way I can also use the two DIMMs from here so they don't go to waste, and I can keep using it because that's all I had anyways. I can change that later. Now, where's my other SSD NVMe? So here's the NVMe that comes on here. That's the inside there. It's got a mini PCIe for wireless, Bluetooth, and or 4G networks. I'm not using that, so not a big deal, but it was kind of cool that it was down below it. So this one goes in here. Now I was about to test the laptop on here because it looks like they have the same one. I think this is a 1 terabyte, so I can upgrade that later. This is working fine, I think, so far, but I already tested the memory, so that's what's been going bad. But check this out. Some genius decided to put double-sided tape. Here's the screw under that one, so right now that is not going anywhere, and if you try to lift it here, you are going to break it. So I gotta figure out how to get it off, because there's space for two, but I only have one. So if I can eventually move this one over this one, because this one's only a 512, so I'll give me more room for a couple more VMs if I ever need them. So that's why I'm testing this, because I'm glad I stayed with the DDR4 on this one. The DDR5 was coming out at the time I bought it, and it was just a little, well, not a little, a lot more, so I just stuck with it. I left it. So I'm glad I did, because now I can just move that over and it's not going to go to waste. I can use it. But this one's going to be fun because that's the only one I have. And I definitely need to get that off there, because you can't do anything. I mean, I don't have to do it now, but eventually if I want to move it, I'm going to have to glue that. Do not put double-sided tape on those. That's what the screw is for. You don't need that. I mean, you really don't. That thing is stuck right there, and all you're going to do is end up chipping or breaking it because of that, because it needs to lift up and then out. So don't do that. I don't know, but anyways, so that's where I'm at. This thing, I don't know if it was the heat or what that did it, but I also just did a nice circle on here because I'm going to put a fan. As you can see, it already has the holes in here, or for the screws. This is the back. As you can see, I got the rubber feet. So this is going to be inside. There is room for me to put a fan in there from the bottom up. So I'm going to go do that. But this is the fan I was running on top of it. Come on. Right now, and I went ahead and checked the size or the holes for these silver ones, and guess what? It actually fits. So I wish they would have just done the hole and left it, so you can just drop in a fan, and that would have been nice. But now I gotta get a 2 1/4, I think it was. I just measured it, 2 inches and a quarter. So hole saw, so it'll be nice and even. And I went ahead and measured from the middle on those just to kind of center it and make sure that's center. So these actually lined up, which is pretty cool. Right like that. I already checked, and then I can leave it inside there, pointing to the inside obviously, but because I do want to get more air in there. And let me show you the other side here. If you look under that, that's all that's touching, just the CPU. So even though that thing is ginormous, you just got that little square touching the heatsink. So even with the fan, it was still pretty warm. So I'm just gonna do this, put a fan inside it because I do have that, so that's kind of nice. Just make a hole there, put one of these fans, and well, I bought these to plug on the USB, so I can plug it on the USB because there's no there's power for the SATA drive, but I'm not gonna do that because I don't have a plug for that, and I can just go straight out, I think, from, oh, well, I gotta figure that eventually. I don't know, that's just some weird power plug. So yeah, well, if not, I guess I gotta make a hole for that somewhere, or I can just put it through the outside. It doesn't matter. I mean, let me see. Actually, it does matter, but let me move this over. Hang on, because that actually works. Let's see if I put it on the outside. Yeah, the feet aren't big enough, but I could always get bigger feet and just leave it outside going in, and it'll be even easier. I don't have to open it in order to change it if I do that, but I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Right now I just wanted to check that, but yeah, just found that out on that one, so I hope that helps. And I want to kind of see what I was dealing with here again, because it's been a while since I opened it. So we got 2 slots, and then there's 2 slots here, and this one is one on top of the other, as you can see right there. So I'll put this back for now and leave it alone until I can figure out what to get. Right, I managed to get it. On this side, I just started moving this, and this started to come off, but it's some kind of rubber tape type of deal, but it did get stuck on there, so I'm taking this off because, as you can see, it's like almost like putty. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it does flex if you pull it, so you gotta be very careful, but you are able to take it off, so that's good. So I'm getting rid of that, so we'll just leave the screw there. Just thought I'd show you that. Oh, check that out, it's the same NVMe as this one as well, so we're in business. And now I can update this to something more and move all this older or smaller memory to this one, and we're good to go.